Hey guys, what the heck is up? Welcome back to my channel and to another freaking video. You guys know why you're here. I know why I'm here. We're talking about our third month on Tirzepatide. We officially are completely finished with it, and I took notes each week to kind of touch base on. I feel like on GLP-1 journeys, the progress is always there, but sometimes updates get mundane. So if that happens, I apologize. Spoiler alert, I did lose weight this month. I lost more weight on Tirzepatide than I have on this medication since I started. Not anything crazy, but I did. So if you guys are new here, my name is Brittany. I have been on my GLP-1 and weight loss journey since the very last couple days of January 2023. So pretty much a year and a half at this point. I maxed out on semaglutide at the end of 2023, and then in February, the very end, I guess technically March, I started on Tirzepatide, and we have been on it ever since. My dose right now is 0.40, and one of my updates is I am actually going to increase my dose, but we'll get into it after I do this spiel. I've been on 0.40 of Tirzepatide for the last couple months. I started out at a lower dose, obviously, as you do, and I use MinuteMD as my provider. They are linked in my description always. They're a telehealth provider, which I love. They're so affordable, and then I mention this in all my videos, but they require blood work, which I feel is so important before people hand you out this medication. Amazing medication. You guys are like, Britt, you say this all the time, but I just feel you want to make sure it's like doing everything it's supposed to in your body and not hurting it. So I feel like blood work is very important, and I really appreciate that they do that. So if you're looking for an affordable telehealth provider, I'm not required to talk about them on YouTube. It's just who I use. I've been using them for pretty much a year at this point. I have had an amazing experience thus far. Also, if I always forget to mention this, if you're on semaglutide, or I don't know, on Tirzepatide, I don't know, but I know if you're on a GLP-1 medication with a different provider and you switch over to MinuteMD, you get your first month for free. So worth looking into, because we know this stuff can be expensive. But all right, let's get into the update. So I did end up losing more weight actually in this last week alone. I don't know what happened. My very last, so what is it? My 12th week on Tirzepatide, which is ironic because in my notes, I have like in capital letters, starving. And also I had a terrible mental health week. I went out drinking on Saturday, which I do not do super often, and it spiraled me for days. And so I for sure was like nervous to get on the scale. And each day that I was like, I'm not mad, but I'm confused. So I think I lost, I don't want to misspeak. So as a whole, I lost 2.8 pounds in the last month. I use MyFitnessPal to track like my macros and my weight loss journey and things like that. 2.4 of them were in the last week from today. So I would say like 2 of them were the last week. I had lost like half a pound the week before, probably something like that. But that's just crazy to me, and also like so motivating because I've consistently been losing weight with Tirzepatide, but it's definitely been slower than with semaglutide. And I was talking to my cousin about this, and I love Tirzepatide in regards to the side effects being so much less severe. Pretty much non-essential, where I didn't have debilitating side effects with semaglutide by any means, but there was so many things that I got used to on it. Like I had a skin reaction at one point, sulfur burps, GI issues, things like that. And Tirzepatide has been, even like the day after injection, so minor with the side effects. Occasional GI issues, but that could just be a me thing. But the side effects are so minimal. But it's hard for me because I did lose more weight faster with semaglutide, but that was at the start of my journey where I had more weight to lose. So I know a lot of the questions is like, how much weight have you lost? I'm about 68-ish pounds down, a little more, a little less, depending on the day, if you want to get technical. I mentioned this, I want to say in my last video, that I felt like super optimistic and motivated, and honestly losing 3 pounds and being able to like go out with my friends, enjoy my weekends, like that makes me so happy, because I just feel like weight loss slow adds up. And also it allows it to be more realistic, in my opinion, more realistic of a lifestyle change, because of what, I'm a year and a half into this. So losing 3 pounds a month right now, but being able to go out and enjoy pizza and drinks with my friends and stuff like that means that I'm doing it right, in my opinion. So I'm so happy with my results this month, and I am still binge free. I know that's something that I forget to mention all the time. My biggest thing with my weight and all of that has been binging. I used to struggle so heavily with binge eating, and I have not binged a single time since being on a GLP-1 medication. So a year and a half in, still binge free, which is an amazing update to share and something I'm so proud of, and like my biggest win through this entire journey. Let's talk about it. Week 9, so the first week in my 3-month update. See, this is why I write notes. I talked about this before. I was changing my injection from, I used to do my injections on Sunday nights, and then I would not, if there was a chance that I was gonna feel sick from the injection, if you do it on Sunday. Mondays are my easiest day of the week, usually, hands down. So that was kind of my thought process with it. Sunday nights are usually pretty chill too. And so I was just going with that. And then I was talking about how I was losing weight slower recently, still losing, but slower. And I got a couple comments on here or TikTok, I don't remember, as well as my cousin being like, Britt, why don't you change your injection day? Like, you struggle with, you do so good on the weekdays. You always talk about how weekends are your issues. Like, why don't you change your injection point to like Wednesday or Thursday? And so I was like, how did I not think of that? That is genius. So on week 9 was the first week that I changed my injection. I like document stuff on TikTok too, so if I'm repeating myself right here, I apologize. But I was doing it slowly. So I had gotten back from a wedding in Texas on a Monday night, so I did my injection on Tuesday that week instead of Sunday. So then I did that, and then the week after I did Wednesday with the hope to like transition one day a week until I got to Thursday. That way it wasn't anything like a major jump for my body. So I was starting with my Wednesdays. I noticed that I was snacking less that week. Something though that I have been struggling with so much, and it's not even necessarily weight loss related, but when I started my GLP-1 journey, I was able to cut back caffeine, no problem. And now it's all I think about all the time. Even though I'm drinking something such as like an Alani Nu, or I'm drinking a coffee with almond milk, it's not something that's like calorically an issue. This medicine helped me so much with that, and now it doesn't. An example, on Friday, I had a coffee here. I got a venti cold brew. Then at lunch, I had a Diet Coke, and then I also had an Alani Nu. Like, I do not need 4 different types of caffeine. And I can go to bed at 9:30. It's not like it like does anything crazy to me. I just don't like how I crave it so much. And at the beginning with this medication, there was days where I would go with 0 caffeine. I did do that this past Sunday because I was so hungover, but I digress. So that was a big note. I switched on week 9, I switched my injection point to Wednesday. Noticed less snacking that week. Caffeine cravings, full effect. I did my injection Wednesday morning. I was kind of nauseous by 2. I also was in my girly time era. So again, when I'm like doing these updates, I want to mention them, but I also want to disclaim that like there are other factors that can contribute to this stuff, right? I didn't lose weight that week because, again, my girly time, and that's something through this, if you're a guy listening, sorry on this part, but something I've learned through this whole journey is like how differently a woman's body fluctuates depending on where she's at in her month and cycles and things like that. And so I don't put too much pressure on myself or my mental health on these weeks, especially because like I just feel if I'm maintaining on those weeks, then I am doing something right. So that was week 9. Week 10, Monday, I felt an extremely suppressed appetite, which is interesting because that's what, like mid into my like shot week. And then I took the shot in the back of my arm on Wednesday evening. So week 9, I did it Monday or Wednesday morning. Slowly transitioning, I did it Wednesday night. Nothing crazy that week, but I did lose ½ pound. And then week 11, this is big, and this shows that me losing my train of thought. This shows that the shot concept is working over the weekend. So it says started this week without having any maintenance, which is so exciting, which is true. A lot of the times what'll happen in my weight loss journey with GLP-1 medications is I will kill it during the week. I'll lose ½ pound, a pound, then the weekend comes and I don't ever do anything super crazy usually, but then I weigh myself on Monday and I'm like back into maintenance. And so then I finally make a positive stride, and then it's the weekend again. So not having to deal with maintenance was amazing. I actually didn't, I think I said earlier, I lost a little bit of weight that week. I didn't, it was the week before. So it says didn't lose any weight this week, which was like so frustrating because I was so excited to not have to deal with maintenance, so to just remain, I was like, but then I made up for it on week 12. Again, I noted starving. Like if you look at my MyFitnessPal and compare, I've talked about this and what I eat in the days as well. Like I have my calorie deficit that I like to stick in, but I try to stay like even 100 less than that. Just again, because I feel like I'm constantly doing maintenance from the weekends. Can we tell the weekends are my issue on this medicine? Where was I going? Oh, and if you looked at my last week's stuff, I would be like right, like 15 calories under what I should be. So, I was eating more last week, you could visibly tell, like tracking wise, and I had lost 2 pounds by Thursday. I lost a little bit more on Friday, as I mentioned, which is the most I've lost as a whole on this medication. Again, I was starving this week. It's the first week in a long time I felt tempted. I didn't cave, I didn't do things like binge and things like that. Again, I think that was because of the drinking and the spiral, but it shows how far I've come in my healing process, that the temptation was there, and I was like, no, and I got through it, which I'm so proud of myself for, and my body rewarded me. So that is kind of it. So we are starting around like 68-ish pounds down, starting month 4. I wanted to end this video by stating we are going to up our dose to 0.45, which I did. Today is Sunday that I'm recording this. I did my shot on, I'm like, did I do it Friday? I think I did it Thursday night, to 0.45. So we're gonna go up a little bit. We're not gonna go to the max dose of my bottle yet. They recommended that I'm already on it, but I don't want to rush it, especially after my results last week. But because I was so hungry last week also, I'm going up just a little bit. So next month we will be starting on 0.45. I still love my arm injections. I do my stomach and my leg occasionally because you're supposed to rotate things. I just never feel like the medicine is working as well through those injection sites as my arm. So I'm really into it. I actually have a bruise right here, which doesn't happen often, but occasionally I do bruise myself during the shot. So that is kind of my update. I am so happy. Again, I'm a slow weight loser at this point. I remember on semaglutide there was some months where I would lose like 8 pounds. So definitely slower updates, but I'm really happy with my results. I'm really proud of myself because again, this all adds up. And my goal, I'm only 13 pounds away from like my 2024 goal. So I should be able to hit that before the end of the year and then like readjust my goals. But with me and weight loss, I still feel like I have so much weight I want to lose. When I think of that number in my head, I get super overwhelmed. So I give myself not like tiny things. I think this year I had a goal to lose like 30 pounds or something. So we're almost there, 13 pounds away, and I'm really, really excited. So thank you so much for watching. I hope that this update was helpful. I always love to talk to you guys in the comments. Be nice. Last month I did one of these. I got a really mean hate comment, but be nice. Let me know about your guys' journey. If you have any questions, again, highly recommend Minute MD if you're looking for a provider, and I will see you soon for another video. Good